Yo, what's up, guys? I wanted to talk about my main characters, which are Keqin, Fischl, Xialing, and Babara. That's like the main squad I rock at the moment. Keqin is my only 5-star, and I've talked about it in a past video, and I did quite a few changes. I kind of wanted to cover them so that you guys know what you guys should be focusing on, at least what I think is the right thing. What is the most important thing is that if we look at my overall stats, I managed to get at least 25% crit rate, and in the past I underestimated crit rate, so I dumped all the blue and purple artifacts that had like crit rate on the main stat, which I regret nowadays, because if you actively grind artifacts, you'll quickly notice the crit rate main stat is actually rare. So as far as I know, you're only able to get the crit rate on the headpiece, and mostly you get crit damage or a healing bonus, attack percent. That's like the main stuff you get. And I was able to get a crit rate circlet of logos, or how they call it. Let's say the crown, right? We got a crit rate crown yesterday from a domain. I used to have a level 20 gold crown on my Fischl, but I replaced that one with obviously the crown, since crit rate is important. So if we head back to our Keqin, you can see we reached 27% of crit rate. I've seen stuff on Reddit that says you at least need 25% crit rate in order to push up your damage. So the crit rate doesn't just add crit rate, it also does add some, how can I say, basic attack output. It increases your damage output overall and makes your damage more consistent, since you crit more often, obviously, because the crit rate is higher. So you can make more usage of your crit damage. So what I'm aiming for is actually to get my crit rate up to 50%. How am I going to achieve that? Well, the easiest way for me is basically purchasing the battle pass. As you can see here, the black sword has crit rate on it. On the base level, it has 6% crit rate. I think if I get it to 80, I should be around 20% at least. So this is the easiest way to get crit rate, and I will get it because I need another sword. The iron string I'm using right now for my Keqin kind of feels, I don't know, if it doesn't feel strong, so I kind of want to test something out. And I don't have other swords I can use at the moment. Like my Bennet using the Sword of Dissension I got for free because I'm a PS4 player. And then we have the prototype Rancor, and that one isn't used too for the Traveler. So yeah, heading over to my Fischl, I did some big change there too. Since I got the bow from the battle pass last season, I have crit rate, 25% crit rate, which is pretty good. I used to use the rust, but I noticed that my damage is more consistent whenever I use or have a higher crit rate. Combining it with the headpiece, obviously, we reach around 56% of crit rate, which is pretty nice. What I need to do is now try to increase my crit damage. Obviously, get it higher, above 100% would be great. But yeah, that's overall everything. And what I also need to do is make sure to not neglect my attack damage, or my raw attack boost. That one needs to be focused on too. Right now I rock on my hourglass, or however you want to call it, elemental mastery, because what I do, I kind of use her as a support. So I drop her E, or for the PS4 players, your R2, and then I drop Xialing, and Goba reacts with Oz, and then they do some big ass explosion, breaking enemies' shields and defense, and yeah, that's how I use her. So elemental mastery is not that bad. So I'm not too sure if I should replace it with a hourglass that has attack or maybe even crit damage. I'll have to look and see what fits better, obviously. But overall, since I brought my crit rate on 50%, I do a lot more damage, and especially this bow is, I feel like this bow is better than the Rust, because you have this passive Verdant Wind. Upon hit, normal and aim shots attack have a 50% chance to generate a cyclone, which will continuously attract surrounding enemies, dealing 40% of your attack as damage to these enemies for 0.5 seconds for 4 seconds. What this means is that when you shoot and this passive procs, it creates a little, it's not an emo, it does physical damage, but it creates like a little tornado, and it can tick for 500 damage. So this is pretty good. While if I use Rust, I have a chance to increase my normal attack if I decrease my aim shot, which is passive is you know, especially if you're not using this as your main DPS. This is better. Like you proc your E, you put up some aim, auto attacks, and then you switch out from the character. I think this bow is way better on my support Fischl. So Xialing is used to be my main DPS till I got Keqin, but she's my secondary DPS since I use her E a lot. Goba has a, I think, 9-second cooldown or something. Actually, let me just look it up. It should be somewhere here. Where's Goba? It actually has 12 seconds. Well, sometimes, I don't know. I'm just lost. Whatever. 12 seconds cooldown, but the uptime is very high. I don't remember it though. And you can drop it, you can spam it very often. What I noticed in the past though was like the ultimate was taking a bit too long, since energy recharge wasn't that great on my Xialing. So I think 3 days ago I got this perfect item. It's the hourglass, right? Almost 50%. Obviously if I max it out, I'll have 50%, but 50% increased energy recharge and crit rate, which is perfect. As we know, we need to get our characters to have at least 50%, no, at least 25% crit rate, and energy recharge helps so that I can get my ult quicker, which is very great. And looking at how much energy it requires 80 energy, so this energy recharge buff is actually helping out a lot. Yeah, what I also did, or what I'm aiming for, is get a better pyro damage bonus cup. This one is right now, we have HP and defense, you know. I need to sort those stats out, maybe get a crit rate, crit damage in there. Maybe elemental mastery, because I use a lot of her element, so the elemental reaction would get buffed more, you know. That would be great. But overall, we already have a 4 set piece of this Crimson Witch, so we're getting some pyro damage bonus and also some elemental reaction bonus, which is pretty great. And for the hat, obviously we need crit rate there if possible. Like sort out the attack and give us crit rate. That would be great too. So for the feather, I'm just using a basic gladiator's feather with some crit rate, some crit damage. It's almost god roll. I wish I had crit damage on it, but you can't have everything. So this is a pretty good feather. About this flower, it is pretty good. I'd like to take off that how do you call it, the HP, and replace it with crit damage or something. Also, what I still need to do is max out all these artifacts. It's just that I get good artifacts with like one bad substat, or not the matching main stat, upgrade them, 2 days later I get a better item and I have to switch them out, but you lose 20% of the spent artifacts XP, and then you get into a stage where you don't have artifacts anymore to consume and you don't have resin. That's why like most of my artifacts are not level 20 right now. Like I have, especially on Xialing, 14, 13. Okay, this one's 19, this one's 20, but then this one is 14 again. I think I just replaced the flower. I used to have a level 16 there, and it's kind of getting intense, especially if you don't have resin, and if you're capped in the amount of gameplay you have a day. So, talking about the last character, as we just see here, Babara. So, I'm pretty happy with Babara right now. I didn't know she had such crazy HP amount. I think it comes from the book. Like you get a 32% boost in HP. Like it adds up almost a third of your initial HP back on top to your character, which is great, especially for a character that is scaling the skill of their HP, you know. So when we look, I don't have the greatest artifacts, but yeah, this one is obviously meant to be for Jean. Like you can't tell me this is made for Babara. Like we have crit rate, crit damage, attack, and elemental mastery. If I ever get Jean, holy shit, this one's going to go for her. Like she can be a main DPS, and she needs the crit rate, the crit damage, and the HP, and the healing effectiveness from the set. So this will be definitely going onto a Jean whenever I get her. The feather is, yeah, it's alright. It doesn't really help out on my skills, apart from the 5.8% HP bonus we get. Oh, and we have some energy recharge, obviously, for the ult recharge, so we can get it quicker. This one is also, that's why it's on level 0. I need to replace it. I need an HP one there, if possible, or a healing bonus, if possible, you know. This one is HP, which is great. We're getting 26% boost of our HP. That's pretty great. And this one is pretty good. I get almost 40% healing bonus. We get plain HP at the bottom too. So this is like almost my best artifact for Babara. Yeah, I'm trying to min-max her, obviously, get better artifacts, more HP bonus, you know, more healing bonus, so that she can be a really cracked healer. At the moment, when she uses her E and heals the team, she takes off 600 or almost 600. That's due to my talent being this high, level 6. That's pretty good. I need to level it up, but I didn't have resin to farm the domain yesterday, and I have to wait till Monday. The oldest getting boosted by my constellations, because I have her on C4. I don't know how I did that, but apparently I got her 4 times. I think 2 times from pre-events and 3 times from the gacha system. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I need to buff her healing a little bit more. Apart from that, it's pretty good already. So yeah, those are like my main characters I use right now. Other characters I want to build because I have to. For example, Spiral Abyss, to encounter the Electro Shield Fatui, I need a cryo character. I could use Kaya. Where is he? I could use Kaya, but first of all, my Chongyun has level talents already and has a pretty good sword. It's the 5-star sword I pulled the other day, as you can see here, and it has more base attack than the level 80 prototype Animus. So, and we got energy recharge, which is pretty good because the ult, we can pop it more often. So the Skyward Pride is actually great, and I can use it on Chongyun, which has an element I need. So that's pretty good. Artifact is like right now not looking too good. I saved a crit rate artifact so that he can start out, if I max it, start out with I think 20+% crit rate. Constellation 0, you know, talents, talents are, I could upgrade it, but I'm gonna save it for the moment. What I want to look into too is I've seen a few builds on Reddit where people actually talking about DPS main character. For that he needs to be Geo, and I don't like the Geodyne main, so I will not build her. And I don't have a sword apart from the Sword of Dissension that gives a increased attack to the Traveler, that's like my only option at the moment. But I kind of want to keep it on Bennet. So yeah, I think I skipped Bennet. Bennet is a great healer and a DPS buffer if you reach 70% of your HP. It is great. It is great. He does help out a lot. His Fantastic Voyage is like crazy. I don't have the materials to upgrade him though. It is getting kind of like I don't have the EXP for the artifacts here. Level 2, level 0. Okay, this one's level 20 because I got a new feather for Keqin, so I didn't want to waste this one and put it on Bennet. And this one is obviously from another character too. But yeah, I don't actually have artifacts for Bennet. I don't want to go for Maiden Beloved here because he's a healer, so you can increase the healing effectiveness, which is pretty good. Yeah, and maybe some pyro damage if you want to do go for him as a DPS, but he's more like a support, getting heals and attack buff, Yeah, all in all, that's all the characters I'm looking out for right now. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions around artifacts, feel free to ask them. I will try to help you as far as I can, but there is still a lot of things I need to learn personally about those and how to combine stuff. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and see you soon.